Hello, welcome to the live stream where I signed my name over and over again, which is what I do now. It's who I am now. This is the situation in which I find myself. I gotta get nice and comfortable. I'm gonna be here for a while. Shake out the shoulders. Don't have a new pen, and I gotta go get some new pens. Plus, there's people here, so I gotta zoom in. Yeah, late night, Big J. Big J is signing at 8 o'clock because Big J did not have a good. I mean, I had a good day, but I did not have a good signing day. When I finish the papers behind me and these papers right here, I will be past 40,000, so I can switch colors, which is exciting. But yeah. I saw your YouTube short you just posted. I promise I did not post that. Peyton posted it, but I hope it was good. Oh, okay. Well, it's been a long day. I had to turn in the copy edits for Everything is Tuberculosis today, and I was just up against the wall with a billion different kinds of expert readers and everything. But I've had a huge amount of help with this book. It's incredible, really, how many people have rallied around me to support me in the writing of this book, from TB survivors to TB clinicians to historians. I've been so lucky to have all of their support, and I'm sure I still made a lot of mistakes, all of which are mine and mine alone. But yeah, just, man, it's been a... So the long and short of it is that I am way behind on signing because I've been working so hard on finishing the book. Finishing the book is much more important than signing. Like, signing can happen later and finishing the book can only happen now. But to give you a sense of how far behind I am, I'm out of town from December 4th to 7th. And so in the best of worlds, I have 26 days to sign in December. And that includes Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, etc. And so I've got 26 days to sign in December, and I'm going to have about 54,000 signatures to do. So it's no joke, y'all. I'm going to have to be really in the game because doing 2,000 signatures a day is hard. It hurts the hand, hurts the elbow, the shoulder gets sore after a while. The left shoulder can even get sore from making this motion. Kimmy says, send me some, I'll sign some. That's cheating, Kimmy. I can't cheat. I don't believe in cheating. Oh, yeah, it's confusing because I don't wear a hat. And I don't want people to think that I wear a hat, because then when I wear a hat, I can go outside and people are like, oh, that's not him. He doesn't wear a hat. Also, I was wearing two AFC Wimbledon logos, which Sarah always finds super embarrassing. Whenever I'm wearing two different AFC Wimbledon badges, like a hat and a sweatshirt, she'll call me a full kit wanker. So yeah, I'm just right now, but also signing calms me down. So hopefully that'll calm me down a little bit. Got Thanksgiving coming up. I just had to explain to the family that I was going to be signing on Thanksgiving, and they weren't that thrilled. Wednesday is going to be a tough day to sign because I have so many meetings. I have so many meetings and podcasts that I have to do, like a podcast with my brother. And then, but we've got to do that. One, because it brings the people joy. And two, because there's the small matter of trying to save DFTBA's year. Yeah. Maggie is pre-ordering a signed copy of something for the first time in her 10 years as a nerd fighter. Thank you so much, Maggie. That's so cool, and it makes me so happy that you stuck with us all those years. It's just crazy that somebody would give us a seat at the table in their lives for an entire decade, and such a big decade as well. I mean, obviously, there's no small decades in a human life, but I'm imagining that it wasn't the decade between 50 and 60. I'm imagining that it was one of your younger decades, which, I don't know, it just means the world to me. It's the coolest thing about my job. You know, that people take you seriously, pay close attention to your values, reflect your values back to you a lot of times, and then push you forward too. So it's a complicated push and pull. in any online community, because the viewers and listeners and readers of our work are also pushing us forward in important ways, and I don't think we'd be where we're at without that. And sometimes I get defensive, but then I got to remember, like, no, like, young people need to be pushing me. So, yeah. Glad you got that tattoo, Kimmy. That's pretty cool. 15 to 25. 15 to 25. Elle has offered to sign my books and make a podcast with Hank. Maybe I'll make Hank make a podcast with Catherine. He enjoys that. I never said I'm a far better and more influential writer than Stephen King. I would never say that. That's exactly the kind of thing I would never, ever, ever say. First off, I don't think it's true. Second off, even if I did think it was true, I would never, ever say it. That's like so out of character for me. Unless I was drunk and kidding, I can't imagine how I would ever say that. Yeah, I don't think that I'm a better writer than Stephen King or more influential than him. He's probably the most influential novelist of the 20th century from a commercial fiction perspective, and I'm not. Not even close. So, yeah, I don't labor under the delusion that I'm an important writer or anything. I just try to do my work and keep my head down and sign my name over and over again to try to justify all the faith that people are showing in my work by pre-ordering it. Nerdfighter 958. I didn't say like that I have to save DFTBA. We're just trying to make it a good year, and a lot depends on the last month of the year. Just the nature of e-commerce businesses. So, yeah. So we're trying to, we've had big clients and lost big clients in the past. Like, I think Good Store is the main focus of DFTBA's future, but like, man, there's a lot of moving parts at that company, and we're lucky to have it led by great people. But a lot of the marketing energy for it does ultimately fall to me and Hank, and so we want to do a good job. Henry Ryder, you should be asleep, man. It's like 2:14 in the morning in Sierra Leone. I feel like, my man, you got to go to bed. We'll do this again tomorrow. You can see me then. I'm worried about you. Anyway, everybody in Sierra Leone or in Eastern Europe, y'all should go to bed. It's 2 a.m. in Belgium too, apparently. Tom, go to bed, man. Yeah, I like how Jen says, anyone east of the Atlantic, please sleep. Oh my gosh, Violet's in Australia. In Australia, it's like, what is it like? Is it like 6 a.m? Oh, this is an amazing time for Aussies, apparently. He says, how are you? I'm doing good, buddy. It's good to see you. I know we were just talking today on WhatsApp, but always good to see you in the chat. But do go to bed, man. Oh, it's nice and noon in Melbourne. That's perfect. Perfect for the Australians. About to have lunch. I just had dinner. I made chili for the fam. Made some fake meat chili. People have often asked me, like, how's it going with not eating beef? And the answer is that it's fine, and I don't even think about it 99% of the time. And then the 1% of the time I do think about it, I just make it a beef day. And I've still only had 3 beef days since May. So, yeah. Rocky Dark has made their way all the way from Maryland to Prague. Prague is such a beautiful city. Thank you for your kind words, but also thank you for reminding me of my day in Prague, which was one of my favorite days of all time. Spent it entirely by myself, just doing weird Prague stuff. I wrote about it in my new book, not the tuberculosis book, but the other book I'm working on, which I don't know if it'll ever be anything, but I'm going to keep trying. I've got 2 books that I want to finish next year. John, what Thanksgiving dish are you most looking forward to? Asks Colton. I love my mom's stuffing. or what do they call it? And they call it dressing in the South. My mom's dressing. And it's just really delicious. But there's not a lot of Thanksgiving food I don't like. I mean, at least among the sides. I like bread. Whoa, Candace just gifted 5 John Green memberships. Noted American gifting goddess Candace just gifted 5 John Green memberships, including one to Maggie Lindsay. That's lovely. Thank you, Candace. I do sometimes do members-only live streams. I did one last week, and it was really fun, and so I think I'm going to do more this week. But I also don't want to like deny people who can't afford to become members access to these thrilling live streams. I'm like Ludwig over here with my just incredibly high concept live streams. Also, some of your mods aren't members. Is that true, Untapped Inkwell? Can I make you a member? How do I do that? How do I make the mods members? Is there a way for me to gift those memberships and pick who? Henry says, "Wow, Dad, what is your favorite meal?" I think my favorite meal in the world, Henry, is pizza. I love pizza. Now, apparently, there is not a way to pick you to. I mean, okay. Michael just gifted a John Green membership, and it went to Rebecca. You can gift, but it's random, so you can't gift a membership to a particular moderator, which seems like an oversight on behalf of YouTube. Well, that makes me want to do members-only live streams even less. That AFC Wimbledon warm-up jacket looks genuinely comfortable. It is. All of AFC Wimbledon's merch is really good, actually. But yeah, it's super comfortable. I feel like I'm in the zone even though I'm talking. Maybe it's a late night thing. David just became a Womble enthusiast. Thank you, David. Yeah, I don't understand how YouTube works with the gifted memberships. It's kind of a bummer. But Agam Gaiman just gifted 5 memberships. Nerf got 1. Oh no, John's lagging apparently. I don't like to hear that. I don't like to hear that I'm lagging. I like to be my normal self. How do I become a member? I've been trying to for months and nothing is working. It's driving me crazy. There should be a link in the doobly-doo right below my beautiful face and torso and this signing sheet where there's a link to become a member in the doobly-doo. There's like a link that says pre-order everything is tuberculosis, and then there's a link that says become a member. And that should work, but it doesn't work in some countries. And also Jen is going to tell you how to do it because Jen's an expert in everything. And also Untapped Inkwell is going to tell you how to do it because Untapped Inkwell is an expert in everything. Nice haircut, Hannah says. Thank you. That was done by my usual guy, David. He's been sick for the last couple of haircuts, so I haven't been able to get a haircut from him, but he's back in the game, and I missed him. I had a great time catching up with him. Oh. Chloe's been spending too much money keeping that ancient Subaru going. You know, that's the thing about cars, even reliable cars like Subarus, like, you know, for a certain amount of time, for a certain number of miles, they're pretty inexpensive, and then they get real expensive. And I don't know how to handle that. We're kind of going through that with my 13-year-old car right now. And I want to keep my 13-year-old car because it's a good car. It served us well. Am I still working on the spy novel? I am. I mean, right now I'm working on Everything is Tuberculosis all the time because between signing and writing and thinking about the tour and all the places I'm going to have to go and all the stuff I'm going to have to do and all the press I'm going to talk to and my talking points, and it's hard to think of. But I am still thinking about that fiction book and enjoying thinking about it and hoping that I can find my way to a satisfactory conclusion of it. There's 2 books that both of which I've read parts of on these live streams. There's 2 books that I'm working on / would love to finish someday. Chipougar just became a Womble enthusiast, and I feel like is that like a cougar but chip? I feel like if I I feel like if I finish those, and Secret Altruism just gifted 1 John Green memberships. What a good username for a secret altruist. I feel like if I finish those 2 books, I feel like that would be, so I'll let you in on a little secret under the hood. When I started writing, I had a goal. I had a secret goal to publish 13 books over, I think 7, right? Alaska, Catherine's, Paper Towns, Fault in Stars, Turtles All the Way Down, Anthropocene Reviewed, Everything is Tuberculosis. Hey, Alan. And so this will be my 7th book I've published, which means that I'm barely halfway there if I want to publish my original goal of 13 books. But I think if I finish these last 2 books, and I've written 9 books, and I'm happy with them, I think I could at least take the pressure off myself to keep writing. Like, I hope I want to keep writing, but I think I could take the pressure off myself. I've had pressure on myself for 11 years in some ways because I signed a book contract 11 years ago that I still have 1 or 2 books outstanding on. So I don't know what it's like not to have a book deal. In some ways it would be terrifying not to have a book deal. In some ways I think it would be exciting to be writing on my own again and for myself and with no expectation of publishing. So yeah, I go back and forth on like what I want, but I really want to finish those 2 books. The 2 books I've started, one is about kind of Hollywood at the end of the studio era, in the just the pre-Netflix era, you know, the 2016, 2015, 2016 Hollywood, when movies like Paper Towns were coming out. And then one is a sort of corporate espionage book about a guy about a novelist who gets caught up in his friend's problems. Yeah, Julie, you can use the emojis now. Whoa, a book deal for 11 years. Do they make those like that anymore? Well, the only reason it's an 11-year book deal is because I write so slowly. So they make a lot of 3 to 4 book deals, which is what I signed. It's just that it's taken me 11 years to write 4 books. Or 3 books. I still have one after Everything is Tuberculosis. So my next book is the last book in the deal, and then I'll have to think hard about how I want to publish, if I want to publish, if I just want to Salinger and write but not publish, which has some appeal to me. I don't know. I go back and forth on it. I'm glad to hear the junket is still in your mind because I loved all the snippets that you've shared in the past. Thank you, Mariah. That means a lot to me, and it will make it be in my mind more now that I know that you like it. So I've been thinking about the junket a lot lately. I've been calling it something else in my head, but I think the second part of it will be called the junket. Is it like a lot of pressure? I mean, it's pressure, but at the same time, like it's pressure that I would have dreamt of when I was 27 years old. You know, like I would have begged the world to have this pressure when I was younger. I wanted so much to be able to write books and to have the idea of how someone was going to publish my book, even if it was, instead of being a romantic young adult novel, a history of our deadliest infectious disease. Like the idea that I would be in that position would have been so thrilling to younger me that like the ways in which it inconveniences older me are almost beside the point. So yeah, it's pressure, but like I want to be sure to be grateful for the absurdly good situation I'm in. Because I've been so lucky, and you have to be so lucky to to be able to do this as a job, to be able to sign your name over and over again like this. You have to win a couple lotteries. So I've just been very fortunate. And there's that old like debate about whether or not, like, to what extent is success hard work and to what extent is it luck? And like, not only is it luck, it's so completely luck that people who say it's hard work, or people who say that it's, something based in some kind of notion of free will, like I almost find it very difficult to like those people or to take them seriously, because I just don't think that they have a very considered position on that particular topic. And I think it's a really important topic, because if you conclude that life is some kind of meritocracy and that you didn't enjoy the success that you've enjoyed because of support from other people because of structural injustice, if you really think that everyone on earth has access to equal opportunities and you're the one who happened to use those opportunities best, then like I genuinely don't think that you're thinking very hard. Like I just don't believe that. I don't believe that you can believe that as a very considered position. So yeah, it's luck. Elle just became a Wimbley Only co-owner, and I think Elle figured out how to do it. Congratulations, Elle. Kimmy wants to know if my books are ever on NetGalley. No, they're not. Not at the moment anyway. Whoa, Like a Radio just gifted 5 memberships. Just finished my first draft of my poetry anthology, collected works for the next 10 years. Any thoughts on self-publishing versus pitching to agencies? I mean, I don't know. I haven't, I only know how to publish books in 2003. It's like with being a YouTuber. Like, I don't know how to be a YouTuber in 2024. I know how to be a YouTuber in 2007 who somehow gets to hang around. Could you say hi to the biggest 6-year-old Wimbly Wombly fan, Jack? He loves little John, and JJ. Hey, Jack, thanks for being awesome. Yeah, so I just think, I don't know. I think little Jack has it figured out. Post just gifted a membership. The gifting of memberships is going cray-cray tonight. But yeah, I haven't had galleys of my work in a while. Like, I think there are going to be some galleys printed of Everything is Tuberculosis, just like there were some printed of Anthropocene Reviewed, but I think it'll be pretty limited and like it'll all go out to booksellers. Because I want booksellers to be able to read it in advance, and I hope they like it and recommend it and stuff. But I've always felt like when galleys sort of flood the market as they can on NetGalley, it hurts you a little bit rather than helping you. Now, sometimes, especially for first-time authors, it can help a lot. Robin just gifted a membership. But I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. You know what I'm not on the fence about? Look how many I've signed. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good start for today. And if I finish this pile, I get to switch colors, which reminds me, I don't know if there's a way to set up a formal poll, so I'll just ask the people. Simon says, apologies. Any info on book release in Australia or overseas? I don't know is the short answer. I mean, I think the book will come out in Australia and overseas, but I don't know how or when. I hope it comes out on March 18th. That's largely at the discretion of my British publisher, who is also my Australian publisher. And I don't have a ton of insight into their thinking just yet. So hopefully. Hopefully it'll definitely come out. Whether or not there will be signed copies available in Australia, I'm not sure. Like, the only way to be sure to get a signed copy is to order one from America, to like order using the signed ISBN, but I know that can be really expensive. Okay, so we've got to make a decision about Sharpie colors, guys. And the question is not all Sharpie colors, because some of them I've already used. And so the question is, and I'm just going to try to get the vibe, because we're going to be using both of these. Post just gifted another 5 memberships. Thank you, Post. I'm going to be using a lot of these. I'm going to be using both these colors. So like, if you lose, it's not really a catastrophe. It just means that instead of your color being 40 to 50,000, it'll be 50 to 60,000. But for 40 to 50,000, I've decided I'm either going to use straight old-fashioned red. This is berry. That's the current color. But for 40 to 50,000, I've decided, and that's what I've used for 30 to 40,000. For 40 to 50,000, I'm either going to use straight old-fashioned red or straight old-fashioned purple. I'm using one of the Sharpie colors that you can get, at Michael's or any Sharpie place, red or purple. And now I will watch the answers come in and see what wins. Defiance calls this a break from the outer internet, which I appreciate. Well, somebody just donated $10 for purple, and purple does seem to be winning, to be fair. There's a few reds. There's a few supporters of reds out there, but purple does seem to be winning. Meredith, who's been a member for 2 months, said purple. Looks like purple has defeated red. It would be my guess. Red is too similar to berry. I kind of agree. Red is coming back for 50 to 60,000, but only after I get a break with purple. We're going purple. Purple for epilepsy awareness, Evan says. Well, I think that's very important. Epilepsy is such a huge problem, and not only in rich countries, but also in impoverished communities. Julie just gifted 5 John Green memberships. Thank you, Julie. Man, if you stream at night, people give a lot of memberships. Maybe I should stream at night more often. All right, so we're going with purple next. I'm kind of excited to get going on purple. I've done green. I've done berry. I've done peacock blue, which is a specific shade of blue, but I've never done purple. I'm excited to get started. I feel like I've been signing really well today. Like my signature has been steady. I haven't had to draw a lot of DTVAs or spirals because I haven't been making mistakes. Yeah. Let me see how many people are in this room. The chat is so happening. Oh, 813. It's not in May. All right. Okay. He's missing his elbow pillow. That's dangerous. I know, but I feel fine. I feel good. And after this, I'm just going to go to sleep. So I'm not missing out on anything, really. Oh, it's the Aussies and the Kiwis in action because it's around midday there. So that's nice. I don't feel like I usually get the Aussies and the Kiwis. Oh. John, you seem refreshed and rested. What's your secret? Well, I woke up at 4 a.m. and I've been working since then. And I was in a blind panic from about 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And now I've recovered. So I guess that's the secret. I've had a very long day, but I am feeling good. I think I'm just really relieved to be at the signing portion of my day, which is, kind of deliciously uncomplex. I'm just signing. I'm just engaging in the most repetitive action that there is. Yeah. So there was a lot of adrenaline earlier today, and then there was an adrenaline dump, and I came down pretty hard when I had to pick up the kids from school. And then now I'm back to feeling okay. Sarah's home. She was gone for the last 3 days, but she's home, which is really nice. And kids are in pretty good spirits, which, there's an old saying that you're only as happy as your least happy child. And that is very true. So, yeah, they were in good spirits. They were doing homework and working hard upstairs. What time is it in America right now? It's about 8:30. I'm going to sign until I get to 40,000, and then I'm going to stop. Oh, maybe I'm going to lock in. How do I deal with the vulnerability of people reading my work? Not very well. Not very well. I really don't deal with it well. I take it very personally, and I don't think that there's a way to do it other than to take it personally and make yourself vulnerable and trust that the vast majority of people are going to make themselves vulnerable to your work in a way that's really beautiful and requires a lot of courage on their part. And when I remember how open to the book they have to be, how much of their whole selves they have to bring to the book for it to work, it becomes a lot easier for me to bring my whole self to it without fear. All right, now I'm going to lock in. Jesse just became a member. Thank you, Jesse. Still locked in, though, Jesse. Any idea on the new player situation? We won't know till January, but we are getting a new player. We are paying for a new player. I'm very excited about it. Still locked in. Somebody in comments can explain how it is exactly that we're buying a player for an actual professional football club. Whoa, somebody gifted 5 John Green memberships. Thank you. Julia C., you're a legend. Don't feel obligated to do that stuff, even though we appreciate it. Staying locked in. Oh, good luck to Alyssa finishing your writing a novel in a month. That's no small matter. Hey, Henry, we want a YouTube video that's a house tour at some point in the near future, man. I think that would be exciting. Really excited for your new house, and just glad you're living somewhere safe and warm, and it's got everything you need. Casey wants a John Green house tour. You got to talk to my wife about that. Sarah's very uncomfortable with our house being in videos, which I get. Like, I mean, she doesn't want to like encourage the stalkers, which I think is very reasonable. And neither do I, to be clear. Don't come to people's houses. Don't call their phones. Don't just, understand where the boundaries are. Yeah, so she's not super comfortable with it, but I like the little parts of the house that I get to show people sometimes, like when we get to film from the kitchen or something. I don't have an office right now. I work in my bedroom. I'm getting an office in January, which I'm very excited about, and I will absolutely give you a tour of it. It's very weird, and it's an old potting shed from the 19th century that's been redone, and I will absolutely give you a tour of it when it's finished. How was my experience at the Eras tour? It was wonderful. I was just talking with a friend who got to go in Toronto and talking about how just, the pure stamina. No. My shed is way older than Hank's shed. Way older. Hank's shed is from like the 1950s. My shed is from 1892. It's a proper shed. They used to do real potting in there. And now it's going to be my office. I used to think a potting shed was where you did pottery, but then I found out that actually what it was used for was potting plants, not pottery. So yeah, it was. It's a cool shed. It's a really good shed. It was used to make whiskey during Prohibition. It has a lovely history. It's a weird. It's architecturally very strange and curious, and yeah, it's really. I'm really excited about it. They have been renovating it for about a year and a half, making it certainly the shed that has had the longest renovation in human history. But I have been told that we are nearing the point of completion. How does one acquire and relocate a shed? Well, I'm glad you asked. We did not have to relocate the shed. Sarah, we did not have to relocate the shed. We live in the woods, and there was a nearby shed, and that shed needed some tender, loving care, and boy, have we loved it up into the world. All right, Casey, go do schoolwork. Thanks for coming here. Chipuger just bought a house that was built in 1932. Yeah, I mean, the older the house you buy is, the weirder the things you find when you renovate it. We found a lot of old ledger books in this shed that were sort of half eaten by mice, but were from the Indianapolis Brewing Company, and detailed their business dealings during the years that it was illegal to be the Indianapolis Brewing Company. No, there was no asbestos. It was way too. It was in way too bad a shape to have any kind of insulation. So that's good. Didn't have to worry about asbestos. Is it haunted? A person did die there, but he was 100. But he did die there. Andrew says this is a beautiful sweater, which makes me happy. Thank you, Andrew. But he was 100. But a lot of people I know knew him. Like, a lot of people in the neighborhood knew him and have lovely things to say about him. He was an old German man, and he was a gardener and very into cut flowers. And he died in the shed where he was working. And he was 100, which, isn't the worst way to go. I'm going to choose to believe it's not haunted, and then if overwhelming evidence emerges to the contrary, I'll just, deal with that. I think it would be really hard to find an older house that someone hasn't died in. In the old days, people died at home, which was just fine. I would like to die at home, ideally, I think. If I had my druthers, I'd rather not die in a strange hospital bed. I've known a lot of people who died in hospitals, of course, but I've also known a few people who died at home. And I don't know. Look, there's no easy way to do it. But yeah, I think all things being equal, it's nice if you can be at home. Yeah, it could be a good haunting. Like, he just brings good vibes. That's such a good point. I'm really not worried about it. My mom is a little worried about it. She's more inclined toward the ghosts than I am. I'm not. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about ghosts at the moment, but of course that's subject to change. The minute you have an encounter with a ghost or any kind of weird supernatural experience, your perspective can change all at once. And I'm keenly aware of that, having had a few blinding light spiritual awakenings in my day. Have I had any supernatural experiences? Well, I've had experiences that could be explained supernaturally and also could be explained as chemical experiences in the brain that felt supernatural, but maybe weren't. I haven't experienced anything where I would say, like, oh, well, there's a 0% chance that was not a product of chemicals in my brain. But I have experienced a few things that were like, wow, that was intense, and I believe that it was real. But like, real is a fuzzy word. Julie just gifted 5 more John Green memberships. Julie cannot be stopped this evening. Julie, make good choices. Okay. All right, here's how many we've signed so far. It's pretty good. Oh, I'll finish my application for a chaplaincy program. Good luck, Jesse. Godspeed as they... Ow! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! It's my first paper cut of the entire thing. Oh, and it's a bad one. Oh, trigger warning if you don't like blood. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, it's a real bad paper cut. I got to put some pressure on it. Oh no, it keeps opening up. Oh no, it's a level 1 emergency. Not on live. Not on live. And as Amy Jo points out, the first cut is the deepest. Oh, it stings. Oh, it's still bleeding. Good God. Oh, I can't get a Band-Aid. I can't get a Band-Aid. I can't get a Band-Aid. That'll take me right out of the flow. I think it's going to stop bleeding now. That hurts so bad. Oh, it hurts. Oh, that hurts so bad. Oh. Ah. Oh, it's still, oh, it's really bleeding. Jeez. I don't know if it's a paper cut, but it's a real bloody one. All right. Guys, that might have ended the show prematurely. I'm not going to lie. Henry said, sorry, Dad. Thanks, Henry. Is the bottom one bloody? The one that I touched? Oh, it hurts. Oh, that's gonna hurt for days is the thing. Let me see if the bottom one's bloody. No. That's gonna hurt for a long time. Oh. Oh man, that hurts. It's just a paper cut. It's just a paper cut. All right. Okay, let's electro jog. Let's electro jog. I gotta. Oh, it's so weird how paper cuts hurt. They sting. Christy says the paper cut coming right after the talk of chaplaincy feels eerie. It's so funny. I mean, I've done this like 700,000 times and I pride myself on never having gotten a paper cut. Like I'm always like, people are always like, what about the paper cuts? And I'm like, I don't get paper cuts. So it's impossible for me to get to paper cuts. So apparently I talked a little too close to the sun because this one freaking stings. All right, we're going to electro jog. I don't know why they hurt so much. It's just really stingy. Ow! God, I'm such a baby. I'm being such a baby about it, but it does sting, I promise. Oh man. All right, let's electro jog. So we're gonna have to start electro jog. Oh wait, I just discovered 600 more. There's 600 more over here. Right over here. See these? Can you see those? I hadn't seen those. I hadn't been counting them. All right, so that means we're definitely ready to move on to purple tomorrow. So we'll move on to purple tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to electro jog. Wait, got to plug in the electro jogger. Oh, yeah. I've got to be careful to only use one hand with the electro jogger today, but you only need one hand. Look how that came out. Just perfect. Look at that blood stain. Should I write what Keats wrote when he had... Oh, no, I shouldn't. All right. All right, another perfect electro jog in the books. Look at that. Just magnificent. I'm going to go bandage this up and try to finish my signing for the evening. It hurts so bad. It's so uncomfortable. It just stings. Okay. Oh, the nerve endings are open to the air, Secret Altruism says. That's why they hurt so much. I want the bloodstained one. Come on, I'm about to study phlebotomy, says Julie. That's pretty cool. A good phlebotomist is one of the greatest gifts known to man. Lucky you got here just in time. Lazy, Lucky, and Free got here just in time for the jog. I'm gonna go bandage this up and hope that tomorrow I'll be in. Like, it made me just realize, like, I can't get an injury. Like, I can't break my arm. I can't break my wrist. So I can't go skateboarding. I can't do anything where I could get an injury in the arms because I cannot afford an injury right now. I hadn't thought of that, but like, I need to be, I'm going to say it, in peak physical condition. For me, my arms, My arms have to be in peak physical condition, and I can't get hurt for like 40 days, or I'm in deep trouble. So that paper cut was just a little message from above saying, be careful, buddy. Be careful. All right. Thank you all for being here with us. I really appreciate the chance to hang out with you. Go to bed if it's bedtime, and Australians and New Zealanders and people in Indonesia and whatnot have a wonderful day. All right. Great to be with you.